UCF. And these people are very decently well coached, as evidenced by UNC.
How long does North Carolina play this game with Belichick?
Until Belichick gets a call from somebody in the
Yeah, well,
NFL,
they
or
call it. Woman.
or he gets a call from some network saying, "Listen,
I was gonna
let
say
us help you."
his
I'm
next his
sure that
next
call's
gig
already come.
his next gig has to be in the office. I mean, in somebody's booth.
Network
Or
TV. It's got to be. Yeah, it's not
it
going
seems
well.
like that's his next move. I'm sometimes I think the game kind of just it's time to move on. Like it's okay to do that. Use one career to help you start another career.
We're
And
looking at you, Russell Wilson.
I don't know if that's just I don't know if that's I don't know where he is in that realm.
Yes, you do.
Because his I mean his team this team here granted it's his first year. And he's trying to get it figured out and right pieces and all those types of things. I still don't think they have a quarterback, which I don't know who their quarterback is. I don't know if Max is still the quarterback, and if he is, then Max has a rod in his leg, which is not good for him or being consistent. And I'm grateful for him, that he's out there because of his injury last year.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if. But I always said I don't know if Belichick is if he's a good coach without Tom Brady on the other side.
It sure does not appear like.
The stats would say that he is not.
Right. Does not appear so.
The record would say he is not.
Gio and Max, to your point, Charlie, threw for basically the exact same thing. Gio was 11 and 14 for 87 yards and 2 interceptions. Max threw for 11 of 19 for 67 yards. So the entire passing offense of North Carolina threw for 154 yards.
That ain't gonna beat no high school team. Some high school team.
Right.
That won't even be Wofford.
I mean,
and Wofford just handing out victories right now.
Florida State ran for 500 yards and still had more yards throwing the ball.
yeah. It's not going well. And I will respectfully disagree with you, Charlie. You said you don't know where Bill Belichick is right now. Yes, we do. Bill Belichick is literally having a midlife crisis in front of us. And he's the awkward friend that has had tremendous success, and we all want to tell him, hey man, it might be over, but we don't know how to tell him. It's like because he shows up with the young girlfriend and the earring in his ear, and you're like, ooh man, who's going? So now we're having secret meetings going. Who's going to tell him? Like
he's probably driving a sports car too.
He's driving a sports car. He's wearing vests with no shirts. He's like. We don't know what to. We just like somebody's got to tell him. Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him?
Walks in the team meeting. Hey, home brethren.
It's not going well. He's waiting.
Why y'all talking about a man like that?
I'm just saying. She got him out here doing TikToks. There's a video.
Yes.
There's a video of her on the sidelines with him talking, and she's got on these white boots and this low. And I'm not shading her outfit. I'm not saying that, but it's an awkward picture because here's this Hall of Fame coach, standing there next to somebody who looks like they're from the cheerleading squad, and you're just like, oh man, this is. So we're all thinking to ourselves, who's going to tell him? One of those former players got to tell. See, you know what? I blame Tom Brady. I blame Teddy Bruschi. I blame Randy Moss. All of these ex-players that say they love him. This ain't love, fellas. This is not love.
Well, sometimes you man, he got to learn on his own.
Well, they've clearly made that decision because nobody is bringing up the speed. Somebody got to bring them up to speed and say, "Fam, it's not going. This is not how we do it. This is not. This is not the Patriot way."
And hopefully Charlie comes back soon because I wanted to ask him: Is he in his time at Florida State? Did he ever see Coach Bowden's wife down on the sideline before the game?
I would have to say no, but
I will say that Bev Schnellenberger, Howard's wife, she did used to come down to the field, but like it was like Jerry Jones. She came down in the fourth quarter, and she wasn't going up talking to Howard. She was just down on the field.
She's down on the field, chilling. You know, it's awkward. I'm just gonna say it's awkward right now. It is very awkward. So okay, NC State Duke pulled this one out. Shockingly, Duke figured this one out. Yeah, it was a great game. It was actually a really great game.
Hey, Charlie, I wanted to ask you, in your 4 years at Florida State, do you ever remember Coach Bowden's wife coming down to the sideline and talking to him before the game?
No, she didn't. The only time she came down was, championship.
Ooh, hold on, because we haven't done this in a while. That was nice.
And that was a Charlie Ward humble flex.
That was nice, Charlie. That was a bar. On time she came down.
I wouldn't even have given him.
You did. It was.
I wouldn't have given it to him for that, but I love it.
No, that's a positive one. That's a positive one because that was a flex. On time she came down was a championship. I like that, Charlie. That's a
for that ring. She came down.
Yeah, for that rings and things. Yeah, I like it. But we are looking at you still, Bill Belichick. You're not off the hook.
Duke and
it's really time for an intervention. Okay. CJ Bailey played okay, but not great.
What did that guy Hollywood do?
Hollywood killed it. He's 17 carries, 123 yards. Hollywood's going to play on Sundays. We already know what Hollywood's path is set.
My question is, why did he only have 17 carries?
That's the question. Because CJ Bailey was 29 of 39 for 364 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 picks. And therein lies your problem. The strength of this team, with all due respect to CJ Bailey, is not CJ Bailey. The strength of this team is Hollywood Smothers all day, every day, in any way that you can get him the ball. So that's what you have to do. Give him the ball wherever he wants it, whenever he wants it. As long as he's got energy, give him the ball. Now, I don't want to hammer a 3-1 team because, they are 3-1 right now. They're playing, for the most part, they're playing well this season. But 2 people ought to be touching the ball. Terrell Anderson at the wide receiver position because he had 166 yards, and Hollywood Smothers. They need the ball. With all due respect to CJ Bailey, give them the ball. Just focus your attention on that.
Because I'm going back through looking at the stats.
Yeah.
I mean, they were up 20-7, so
they were.
There's no reason for him to only have 17 carries. Now, Duke came back. You could give him that, but it wasn't like NC State was when they did have to come back because they blew the lead.
Right.
But when they were up 20-7, it feels like they should have been running the ball. That was a weird game, though. That was a weird game.
It was because somehow they let that lead slip all the way away, and then they were fighting for their lives and couldn't get back in the game. It was weird. It was very strange.
It's not every day you see somebody go up 20-7 and then trail 38-26 in the fourth quarter.
Right. That's also true. That is also true. That is also true, sir.
Charlie's at his cubicle.
Charlie has made it to his cubicle. It's amazing. All right. Okay. How much time we got with you, Coach? We good? We all right on time?
I got a few more minutes.
Okay. Well, let's run through this quick.
10 minutes.
Let's run through this quick. Temple and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is balling. I don't know how they're doing this, but they are. But that's the part that I don't understand because it's not like everybody on earth don't know who gonna have the ball. Haynes Key is gonna have the ball, and yet They busted Temple smooth in the mouth. Like,
That's Temple.
well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I can't take that away from what you just said. But I don't know.
John
It's
Chaney's
just
not walking through that door.
What was that?
he said John Chaney is not walking through that door. If wishing made it so, though. If wishing made it so. But yeah, hey, and by the way, the ACC is now kind of dependent on Georgia Tech to keep this going.
In Miami, yeah.
In Miami, in Florida State, in Louisville, they got to keep this going because all playoff hopes are riding on those 4 teams. So they need to keep winning, which Miami is doing their part. Shout out to the number 4 team. Is Miami the 4th best team in the nation?
I think so.
They're playing like it.
Okay.
It might be higher.
So no concerns coming out of this game for either of you as it relates to Carson Beck?
Yes. I do have some concerns.
What happened to Carson Beck?
Well, I saw some cracks this weekend. He's 17 of 30 for 160 yards. He had an interception. He looked like Georgia Carson Beck for the first time this season.
Well, I mean, he was playing a quality defense. So
he was.
I mean, you know, you gotta take it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And he's not really a
That was not a long pause, ladies and gentlemen. That was a freeze.
Yeah, that was
so.
But one person I don't have
some of that what he lacks when it comes to passing. So it's hard to kind of offset if he's having a tough time throwing it to throw him into the run game. So he's really dependent on good pocket and his receivers getting open. And there was a couple times he was holding the ball because they dropped a few guys and he wasn't able to find, open guys. I think Notre Dame kind of did him a favor by playing a lot of man-to-man.
Yeah.
But I think Florida played him a little bit of the mix, kind of mixed it up a little bit, and then they got a little pressure on him as well. So I think all those things, kind of just show that he needs to continue to improve. But when you can't run, but when you refuse to use your legs to get those extra yards, whatever those extra yards look like, or tire defense out from them trying to chase you, it kind of wears on you in a sense. So I'm happy that he looked like he was normal because he's going to be coming to town in a couple weeks.
I knew where you were going with that. I actually knew before you even got there. Yeah.
Mark Fletcher was awesome in that game though. 24 carries, 116 yards and a touch. And then Shamar Brown had 2 touchdowns. So Miami could run the ball. That's the difference between this year's team and last year's team. Is they went as the quarterback went last year. This year it feels like if Beck is struggling, they can't turn to the running game.
And let me say this also, Ruben Bain. Oh man, lives up to his last name. Bain. He is. You were merely you were what's the famous quote? You were born in the darkness, or you came to the darkness. I was born in it. Whatever it is.
Whatever. And just
that is a grown man.
And he is a grown man. He was hurt a little bit last year, so the numbers didn't match his freshman year. But he is back this year, and he is a menace. I mean, he's low key. I think he can be a low key defensive candidate for the Heisman right now.
I think Ruben Bain has played his way into the top spot in the draft. It's going to be hard if he can continue on this trajectory. I think he's the first pick in the draft. Why would you not? And it doesn't even matter what you need. You can't turn down that. That is the definition of grown man business right there. He's a monster.
The Saints will draft another quarterback.
They will absolutely draft a quarterback, and it'll probably be Carson Beck. It'll probably go. What is wrong with, just real quick, Coach? What is wrong with DJ Lagway? What is he not seeing? And by the way, how bad is the backup that DJ is playing with all due respect, this poorly, and they have no plans of changing that position.
Well,
Money.
I mean, in this day and age, that may be an issue, but I mean, that may be the case. But I just go back to my situation where I was struggling, very similar to what he's struggling, and it wasn't so much about the backup. It was, I mean, the backup did get a chance to get in there and play a few downs or series or whatever the case may be. But I think it's more so they're just trying to keep his confidence, give him opportunities to learn and grow, because he is their long term solution right now. And last year he played half a year. I do believe he played half a year, so there wasn't much film, and he was able to basically be like the backup. When you come in and the backup does well, but when people start getting more film on you and start throwing different coverages and looks, then you have to make adjustments. So right now he's also just missing some guys. I mean, he's missing wide open guys, and maybe his mechanics are a little off as well. But hopefully he can get it turned around this year. But it's going to be hard because he has quality teams that he has to face the rest of the year. So it's not like he's going to be.
It's not going to get any easier. It's not going to
He
get
does
any
not
easier.
have. He does not have a stat game on the on the schedule.
No, it's going to be hard for him.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Stanford destroyed by Virginia, which makes this week's game very, very interesting. I don't know what California is. I don't know. I don't know. I
can tell you what they are.
Cal?
They're ahead.
Yes.
Did I pick
They
Cal
are.
or did I pick San Diego State?
Unfortunately, Charlie, you picked San Diego. No, I'm sorry. Fortunately, you picked San Diego State, so you did good.
All right, thank you. Good.
He knew who he picked.
He knew he picked.
No,
I think he was fully
I
aware.
didn't.
I think he was fully aware.
I
I
was hoping I picked San Diego State.
All these
You
games.
did.
That's the only one Charlie asked who did I pick.
right.
And his screen goes out right. Even his computer knew he was full of it.
The time was perfect, Charlie. In our Believe in the ACC games, Texas Tech beat Utah soundly, by the way. And Texas Tech, low key, is having a really solid season. They may be the best team in the Big 12. We don't know.
They spent a lot of money for that team.
They did. This is not a cheap team at all. In a much better game than probably a lot of us thought it would be, Oklahoma and Auburn turned out to be a very good game, but a very costly game for Oklahoma, as John Mateer will be out for the foreseeable future. But they did get the victory and were able to pull that one out. Notre Dame is very grateful to Purdue, although the game was more competitive than I think people thought that it would be as well. Purdue really played solidly. Yeah. And then the shocker of the weekend.
It's unbelievable.
Nobody saw this coming, at least not the score. Now, we thought Indiana
for Indiana to win, it's not that shocking, even though I was surprised that they even won because they hadn't played, they literally played nobody in the first 3 games of the season.
Right.
But for them to come out and
bludgeon.
Coach Signetti put it perfectly at the end of the game. He's like, we took their will, and he did. Illinois laid down in like the second quarter. That game was over.
Took their will is a bar. We took their will. That's why we won.
Signetti's he's good for his bars.
He's got bars. He's got flow. I got to give it up to him. I got to give it up to him. Michigan State also was knocked around, so USC might be good, or Michigan State might not be good. I don't know. I don't know which one it is yet, but
I'm leaning towards the latter.
Okay,
that's how I felt, because that's how I felt anyway.
Fair enough.
USC is still kind of in that show me mode. We still need to see it, but Michigan State, I
don't know. It wasn't impressive. They weren't impressive at all. So our current record right now, Charlie and Kendrick are tied at 18-7. I'm right there. Listen, I'm a late bloomer. I'm a late guy. I've always been that for the show.
But see, your kryptonite just showed up last week. And then,
Syracuse?
yes.
Let me say this. If Angeli was still playing, yes.
You're right.
But now, not so much.
Right.
I don't see myself.
If Angeli was still playing,
I probably would.
You were either gonna win or lose on just solely based on Syracuse.
I would die. I would probably die on that hill. That's probably true. But now that he's not, we're fine. We're fine. So let's pick some games. Our Week 5 games. FSU and Virginia started off. Now this will be a nice test for Florida State because they have to go to Virginia, who is playing well. Yeah, they're playing very, very well. And Virginia is confident right now. They are playing with great confidence. And Thomas Castellanos is familiar. There's no
everybody in the ACC.
Right, he's familiar in the ACC. So there's no real surprises there in the quarterback play. Now he's playing with a better offensive line than he had at Boston College and with a better defense than he had at Boston College. So that will make it interesting. But what say you, Kendrick Haskins, about Florida State going on the road to Virginia and taking their first chance?
I'm going to go with Florida State, but I do think this is going to be a tough game because I think Virginia's been playing well. They've been slowly building that thing back up for a couple of years now. It's going to be at home. It's going to be at night. It's one of those weird Friday night ACC games. I don't know why the ACC decided to corner the Friday night market, but here we are. But it's going to be tough going on that road. But I do believe in what Florida State's doing right now, and I think that come out of there with the win. It's going to be tough, but also because what's happening next weekend. Yeah. So they can't overlook Virginia looking at Miami. So, but I do think Florida State will come out and win this game.
This is without question a trap game for Florida State if they are not focused.
The definition of a trap game, right?
This is the trap game. I too will go Florida State. We don't have Charlie's picks, but we feel fairly certain.
I think we know where he's going with this one.
That he's going to go Florida State. So
he's going to fly under the radar and keep him
right.
Number 8.
But the challenge is for them to lock in and probably to lean more on the running game than they do. When you run for 498 yards, you should lean on the running game.
You're probably confident in the running game.
You're confident in the running game. So it'll be interesting to see if they can what Virginia does with that running game because they're probably going to sell out and try to make Thomas beat them with his arm, which he has not historically proven he can do. So we'll see. All right. Excuse me. Georgia Tech and Wake Forest. What say you, Haskins?
Give me Georgia Tech. I mean, Haynes King's playing so good right now. Wake Forest is just so inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get with them. So I'm going to go with Georgia Tech.
Why is Haynes King not in Heisman conversations? Because he's everything to them. He's everything to Georgia Tech.
I think it's twofold. A, because it's Georgia Tech. And B,
he's been in college for 10 years.
And it's just like, and it looks like college from like the old Army, when Army and Navy were dominating the college football scene. That's what it looked like. So that's what Georgia Tech looks like.
It is not flashy at all. It's
but it wins.
So but they win. They win. He's quietly playing very, very well. Duke and Syracuse. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said I'm going to go Georgia Tech as well. That was an easy one. Kind of a layup.
I kind of.
Okay. Duke and Syracuse. Had Steve Angeli been playing, I think this was a Syracuse, not a lock because I think Duke is playing good ball.
Yeah, Duke showed me something last week by beating NC State.
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
It's like, because you want with Syracuse, you don't have Angeli. you also have to wonder, will there be a hangover from beating Clemson? Duke's coming in there fresh off a comeback win over NC State in one of the weirder games of the weekend last week.
Yeah.
I think
what
I'm
are
gonna
you
go
thinking?
I'm gonna go with Syracuse at home.
Syracuse at home. Okay. I'll tell you this. The backup made me pause. There were some things he did in his limited time that made me go, ooh, that's not the same.
Yeah.
I think this may come down to a fourth quarter where Duke may have the more experienced team to pull it out. So give me Duke in this one, which I wouldn't have said a week ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm shocked that Duke has turned it around so fast.
I mean, it's hard for me to pick Syracuse too because I'm more impressed with how Duke came back and won that game last week. But that game was at home, and so
which helps.
So I'll stick with Syracuse.
Yeah. Louisville and Pitt is an interesting game as well. This is Louisville's first true ACC test. This is a road game.
Their first road game.
Their first road game. They are better on paper than the team that they're playing, but it's Pitt. It's nasty fields. It's funky weather usually. Although right now it's 71 and cloudy.
Even if the sun's out, it's a funky field.
It's just a funky field. It's and it's Pitt. I gotta believe that maybe this is the game that Jeff has circled and said, I gotta have these guys ready for this one specifically because it's a weird game for me every year. Because I think they've lost this game. They lost this game last year, didn't he?
They blew out Pitt last year. They lost at Pitt.
They did blow them out?
Yeah.
They lost, right. I just said one of those years they lost. I can't remember.
Yeah, they lost that. They lost last time they played at Pitt.
Gotcha.
It's hard to pick it because we don't know the status of the running backs because when we asked him on Monday, Jeff was saying that he'll know later in the week. Well, U of L only has one press conference. And obviously they don't release an injury report because nobody knew the running backs were going to be out last week.
Right.
Because U of L. I'm going with Louisville though, just because I'm like you. I agree with you. I think he's been holding back. He hasn't really opened up the playbook yet. I think he's going to open up the playbook in this game. We're going to see a lot of stuff, and plus Colin Lacey is on the field.
Colin Lacey is still available.
So as far as we know, because U of L.
Right. We'll find out.
But I'm going with U of L.
Yeah. Cal and Boston College. I can't wear the shirt and not. Right. Come on now. That's weird.
You're throwing a curve.
No curves. This one I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because I don't know what Cal is. I don't know what Boston College is. I don't know.
I'll tell you what I do know. This game shouldn't be on television. Nobody needs to watch this.
No good can come of this.
It's got to be on the CW, right?
It's on the ACC network.
Oh.
It's the 2:30 game or the 3:30 game on the ACC network.
The 3:30 game. Ooh.
Yeah.
So that's the feature.
I gotta believe that there's a much better game on other networks, and they knew that. The ACC knew that, so they're like, let's just throw this one on. Everybody's gonna be watching over here anyway. I don't know. I don't even know. BC is favored. I don't know why. I guess because it's in Chestnut Hill, and California's got to travel. So for them, this is a 11 o'clock game. So maybe that's why they're favored. Give me Cal, but I have no confidence in that whatsoever. Like none.
I have zero confidence in this pick. I think I'm gonna. What time is that game? It says 3:30. So
it's a 3:30 game.
Time.
Yeah, I said 11:30, 12:30. Yeah.
I'll go with Cal. Just because
Okay.
I've seen it from them, even though last week's game was a head scratcher.
It was. But no confidence whatsoever. None. Also, no confidence in who to pick on this one because Virginia Tech could beat NC State, but maybe not on the road, which is where this game is going to be played for Virginia Tech. Maybe not in Carter Finley. So
two teams I don't have any confidence in. It's because every time I start getting confidence in them, they do Virginia Tech and NC State things. Like,
and 10.5 seems like a lot for
all.
NC State. That's a lot. So I'm probably gonna lean on Hollywood Smothers because I just think he's amazing.
I feel like that they should be leaning on Hollywood Smothers more than they are. So, yeah,
maybe they've learned their lesson.
I'll go NC State.
Maybe they've learned their lesson, Kendrick, and they're going like, okay, we get it now. It's Hollywood Smothers and nothing else. San Jose State and Stanford, until otherwise notified, it's going to be the opposite of whatever Stanford is doing. I don't know what Stanford is. They don't seem to be very good at the football anymore. So,
but somehow Andrew Luck gets interviewed every game.
Because it's Andrew Luck. I mean, I get it. What else are you going to talk about in the Stanford game?
But it's so weird. They interview him more than they interview the coach. I know who Andrew Luck is, and I couldn't tell you who Stanford's coach is.
I was just going to say to you, who is the coach of Stanford?
Andrew Luck, apparently.
Okay, so point. I'm just saying, there's nothing else. With all due respect to Stanford, there's not a lot else to talk about. Which is weird because Stanford used to be a talked about team. They used to be very good.
Andrew Luck was there.
Yeah, but now not so much.
And Caleb Love, running back. But I'll go with San Jose State, I guess.
Yeah, I threw in a bonus game because I already picked our ACC games already, and it's just this is just for fun, just for us to have fun with. I'm not even sure I'm going to count it.
Well, our AC games, our bonus games don't count usually.
Well, we still got to believe in the ACC games, but this is just like for fun. No, this doesn't count one way or the other, loss or. But Alabama is playing Georgia, and I just thought it'd be fun to pick this one. But not as a believe in the ACC game. It's because
it's a great game. I mean, it is a great game.
It's going to be a good game. I call this the Dabo Sweeney game because if Coach DeBoer gets blown out of this game,
it ain't going to be Dabo that replaces him.
It could be. It's more likely Dabo than anybody else. Who else we gonna get? Who else you gonna get?
A Georgia Tech's coach.
Because they gonna pay the 70. They gonna pay the 70 to get him out.
The money's not the option.
Right.
Not the obstacle. But my thing is, has Dabo ruined his rep? I'm just wondering if Dabo's ruined his reputation enough to where Alabama's like, we're not touching that.
Well, it's amazing how you get some act right when you have to. And I feel like Dabo is learning in real time the difference between what you're supposed to do and what you want to do. You're not gonna go to Alabama talking this we ain't going to the portal nonsense. That's not gonna happen.
No. But I wonder if he's talked himself out of it because he needs to stop. He needs to avoid microphones at all costs at this point.
Yeah, it's
every
not
time
going
he gets in front of one, he says something that's just like really.
It's not going well. These are some brutal press conferences right now. I think Georgia. This is going to be tough to say, but I don't know if I'm wrong. I think Georgia embarrasses Alabama this weekend.
It's possible. I'm picking Georgia to win. It's possible they could blow them out, but I mean, this game is always weird. Remember the last year's game was weird, and so
it was.
I don't think Georgia blows them out, but I do think Georgia wins.
The reason why I say blowout is because I still don't see the fire in Alabama. Like, I'm waiting to see Where's the passion? I don't see any passion in this team's play, any game they've played this season. And so now it's going to come against Georgia? Like, it just seems like a lot to ask for people to summon it up all of a sudden. So, I don't know. I feels like there's a great disconnect going on in Alabama right now. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, give me Georgia in that one. Okay, so the BLEAV games are very easy to select. Notre Dame is going to play Arkansas in could be a sneaky game, a desperate Arkansas team trying to keep whatever semblance of a playoff game they have alive.
I know you live in the state, but Arkansas is up there amongst one of the more delusional fan bases.
Are they?
I went to school with a lot of them.
Because they fumbled away. They fumbled away 2 games this season. Literally fumbled away 2 games this season. This last game was pathetic. Like, they had that one won. They just all they had to do was run 2 more yards and hold on to the ball. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So I don't know. That's a game. BYU Colorado is interesting only because Colorado alleges that they finally have found their quarterback. And he played well this past game. Salters played very, very well. But I don't know if that's going to matter against BYU.
I don't know. Because, like, BYU played somebody a couple weeks ago, and I thought they would run them out of the building, and they didn't beat them.
And they didn't.
I thought they would.
Exactly.
I have question marks about that game.
Okay, USC.
And talking about question mark games.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one at all. USC, Illinois. LSU, Ole Miss is an option for someone to pick. I got questions about this one. And then the game of the weekend is Oregon, Penn State.
That's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
And the Big Ten did Oregon a favor by having this game in September rather than later in the season.
100%.
Weather in Pennsylvania. Either weather in Oregon can be tricky too.
Yeah.
I think I'm taking what I feel like is a layup in this one.
Okay.
This week. And I'm going with Notre Dame over Arkansas.
Notre Dame over Arkansas. All right. You've done me no favors, Kendrick Haskins. I'm going to say this one concerns me because I'm
not sure what LSU is.
I don't know what they are either.
Because you forced 5 interceptions from Florida, but you still barely won a game where you had 5 interceptions at home.
Because they can't run the ball.
Right.
So I don't know, but they're listing them as the number 4 team in the nation. So I don't know what that's about.
That's because they won at Clemson, which that win doesn't look as shiny. That
win is empty as a can of air right now.
And then Ole Miss didn't look all that great against Kentucky a couple weeks ago. So
they should have lost to Arkansas. That's another team that should have lost to Arkansas. Yeah, you've done me no favors, Kendrick Jackson. I may be forced to take BYU Colorado.
I would pick BYU in that game.
Yeah, I may be forced to pick that one just because the other games are very, very difficult. I'll you know what? It don't count against me. Let's have some fun. I'll take LSU on the road.
Okay.
In a prove 'em game. Because we're doubting them. And so Brian Kelly's good at removing doubt.
Did somebody just take over your body?
It's called the truth. The truth infiltrated my body. It was like, don't do that. Okay, ask me the question. We're at the phase of the show where we talk about the other stuff. Ask me the question. Do I need to get in character for this? I can get in character for this. Hold on, All right, ask me the question.
I already know the answer to the question.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
Are you happy with the decision?
You know it. But not for the reasons you think. Not for the reasons you think.
It's a layup.
I I feel bad for Russ because, and I made this point last night on another show. The athlete is always the last to know.
Yep.
And when he threw those balls, first of all, that was a winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
That was a winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City is not Kansas City right now, and that was a winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
And when he threw the first ball into the left tunnel, and then the second ball right down the middle over the uprights.
The best meme I saw was Russell Wilson in the fourth quarter, and it clicks to Carlton shooting that half-court shot in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
But what was crazy about it, Kendrick, is that it looked like fear. It didn't look because he had time. Because somebody was trying to say, well, it was the offensive line. No, it wasn't. Go back and watch. These people that don't watch film drive me crazy because they make these knee-jerk statements and like, oh, it's offensive. No, the offensive line was doing fine. He threw that ball into the tunnel because he was nervous.
I'll give him the slight that he didn't have anybody open because if you look at it, yeah, he airmailed him, but it wasn't like he was throwing it over a wide open receiver's head.
Again, I'm going to say go back and watch those plays again. Because the first one, I'll say there was nobody open. That, even though you don't throw it in the tunnel, that was stupid. But the last one, he didn't give him time to get open. He had already decided before the play unfolded, he was going to throw it away. And I'm like, it's over, fam. It's over. It's over. Yeah, I hate to say it, but it's over.
He got the false positivity from playing against the worst secondary in the league the week before.
100%.
So that
100%.
That was fool's gold.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you know what though? Credit to the Giants. I think they knew that too. I think Dabo knew, we can't bench him after a 400-yard game, but we also know why he threw for 400 yards because he's playing defense in the league.
Now, I don't love that the coming out game is against the Chargers, who are rolling right now. That doesn't make me happy, but I think if you keep the game very, 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 very simple, it could get interesting. But because there's the unknown factor, that's the only thing that may work in his favor is that there's an unknown factor. But listen, the goal is very simple for the Giants this year: keep Jackson Dart healthy and let him grow in the position. Start to solidify what this defense really is.
Get Scatterboo the ball.
And and grow Scatterboo. If they can do those three things this season and be competitive and steal some games, you probably let J-Ball keep his job. You probably let Joe Shane keep his job. If they get blown out in every game, it doesn't matter anyway because the next coach will come in and coach those guys up. So it's a win-win for Giants fans. So it's nothing to get excited. But am I happy about it? Absolutely.
Yeah, you have every reason to be, and because now you get to learn if you have hope or not at the quarterback position.
Right.
And it's while I am all for letting rookies kind of sit behind a veteran and learn, at this point, you're better off getting him out on the field, getting him experience and seeing what you have in it. And I do think Jackson Dart's going to light a charge with this team. I think they're going to rally around him. It's going to rally the fan base. The Chargers Chargers is a very tough team to make your first start against because I think the Chargers are Super Bowl caliber team.
They are.
But it's also one of those things you might catch lightning in a bottle and pull off the upset. And so I like the move. I like the young pieces you got with him, Neighbors, and Scatterboo. And then that defense. So,
well, the move is done because it's a home game.
Yeah, the pieces are in place. The pieces are in place for the future right now for the Giants. I can see the future better with them than I can my own team.
Speaking of that, what do you think is going to happen this weekend? Shout out to Chad Major, by the way, who was on our show last night, and literally, I'm not even joking, he literally begged for Dak's life last night. I've never seen it happen on any podcast I've ever seen. That was the first time. He said, "Please, Michael, please, baby, please." and I was like, "Wow, prayer." Listen, prayer works. We all know it works. So, I still think it's probably going to be ugly, but hey, maybe it's not too ugly.
It's gonna be ugly.
But maybe not too ugly.
It's gonna be really ugly.
It's gonna be really okay. Well,
especially with CeeDee Lamb out, and nothing irritated me more. If CeeDee Lamb got hurt on a regular pass play or whatever, okay. You lined him up at running back. He got hurt playing running back.
Yeah, that happened in real time, actually.
That game's gonna be ugly.
Do you like the coach? Do you like Schottenheimer?
I do like Schottenheimer a lot. Now that play was stupid, but I do like him a lot because he acknowledges that you do have to run the ball, and he will run the ball in the red zone because we've had so many coaches that would love to run the ball all the way down till they get to the red zone and decide to start throwing the ball. And so he does believe in balance on offense. Now take some risks, like lining your wide receiver up at running back, but
that wasn't smart.
Especially when if he was built like Colin Lacey, okay, because Colin Lacey's kind of built like a running back,
or Dabo Samuels, right?
Yeah, right, or Debo, right?
Yeah.
But like CeeDee Lamb, CeeDee Lamb weighs about 180 pounds, soaking wet. You gonna line him up at running back, okay? But that aside, I do like his style. I do like what he's doing. It's just he's been dealt a bad hand with ownership and bad decisions.
Well, it's interesting. This was brought out on the show last night as well. Everybody that gets paid in Dallas seems to get injured right after that. The last few years.
Hence Jerry's apprehension.
It's a weird reality. Dak got paid and got hurt in his year. Deron Bland just got hurt in his year that he got his check. The lineman that they just signed to a deal is now injured. I think he's gonna miss this game. It's a weird
Diggs.
Diggs. Listen, Diggs is not. Let me tell you something. The play that tells you that Diggs is not right.
He's a shell of himself.
The play that showed me that he's not right was Rome, the one where Rome lined up to him one-on-one, and he went left in an obvious just turn and go. And I was like, why is he turning left? What? Because he didn't even it wasn't even like a juke move. It was just like Rome went left. He drove left. And so, I don't know. It was weird because Trayvon turned around, stumbled, and then it was over. That play was over. So it wasn't, everybody was talking about, man, Rome made a great move. Not really. You go back and watch the play, Trayvon just made a weird decision to turn left. Or was it a weird decision? Is it more because he doesn't trust that knee, and he's like, I can't turn on that knee like that? Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of that. He's not close to 100%. And I think, and I think a lot of it too is I don't know about this defense they're running because they don't blitz, they run zone all the time.
Yeah.
And they run zone and still have people running right past them. Like the whole point of a zone is to keep people from going deep. But they get beat deep every time, and they're in the zone. Why? Because they don't get any pressure on the quarterback.
I think Dallas and the Ravens have the same problem right now. It's scheme. It's not that they don't have the players. It looks like it is, but it's not really that.
Dallas is both of them. I think Ravens is more scheme. Dallas is both. They don't have players and they have a
okay. So you did trade away your best pass rusher. So yes, that part is true. But also I think some of the scheme is off. Like you got guys way out of position, like especially the Ravens. The Ravens got guys way out of position. It doesn't make sense what they're doing on defense. And with all due respect to Zach Orr, who I like, I think he is in deep waters right now, and it looks like he's lost.
He may not make it through the season.
He might not, because right now he looks very, very lost, like very, very lost. So it's interesting to see what's going on with him. Okay. Other quick updates. WNBA. A solid response from the Aces last night. Solid. They were like, no, Indiana, no, it's no. And even solid response from Phoenix last night with a 20-point comeback win in overtime against Minnesota. Like, no, we're good too. Like, I love Alyssa Thomas. She's amazing to me. And to me, the difference between Alyssa Thomas and Naphecia Collier is not as great as some people might think that it is. Like, those are two solid players. And now I think Naphecia is a better overall three-level shooter than Alyssa. Mm-hmm. But Alyssa can score, and her defense is pretty nice, as evidenced by last night. So that series is going to be interesting to see where that ends up at. And I'm looking. Go ahead.
I think the Aces are going to win out in that series.
I think it's going to be hard to beat them in a 7-game series. In a 7-game series?
I think it's 5. In a 5
no. This is the first year. Well, the finals is 7. That's what I'm saying.
Finals is 7.
I'm assuming that the Aces are going to get to the finals. I'm really assuming that.
That's what I meant. I meant in this series. I think they're going to win out.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
I think so too.
The next couple games, Indiana.
I think they got their wake-up call, and they've gotten that out of the system, and I think they'll be fine. Yeah. Asia is playing like the grown woman that she is.
Yes.
And let me say this. By the way, we got into an interesting debate last night. And I may have to call you in on this next one when we do it. Because we gave a shout-out to Paige Becker for winning Rookie of the Year. And everybody except for one person, and you do not have to guess who it is. I'm sure you could probably guess easily who it was that said this. But he said that Caitlin is a better player. I was like, not at all. Paige is light years better. Like, so he
I wouldn't
brought
say
up
light years, but I do think she has a better all around game.
That's what we were saying. When I say light years, I'm meaning that. I don't mean as a shooter. She's not a better shooter.
No.
But Paige can score on every level. She's a better She's a far better defender. I would, and if we're in the park and there's two people there, I'm picking Paige. Like, Paige can do it all. Caitlin can do one thing. Now she does that one thing very well. But
Caitlin can pass the ball too. She's a good passer. But I think Paige's game fits better within the framework of the team than necessarily Caitlin does. And I'm not taking anything from Caitlin. I just feel like Caitlin gets assists because all the defense is geared toward her, so she's just hitting the open player. Whereas Paige, I feel like within the framework of the offense gets assists. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, 100%.
It's more within the framework of the game plan. Whereas Caitlin's assists are coming from, I'm getting double teamed. Somebody's got to be open. Whereas Paige feels like Paige is running the offense and is getting assists that way.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you this question. It slipped my mind just that fast. I had a great question. Oh, no, I got it. It came back. This is completely off sports. We're done with sports now, or we're done with sports for this moment. Interesting thing happened last week. Well, early this week. Well, two things happened. Ironically, we're hip hop fans, Kendrick and I. For those who don't know this, and Cardi B introduced her album to the world. 30 minutes after it was introduced, it went platinum. Now everybody's like, "Well, how is that possible?" Well, because she put "Up" and "WAP" on the album. Two songs that are at least 4 years old. But technically, they were released as singles in preparation to the album. And so because they're on the album is platinum. A lot of people are saying that's cheating. To me, I'm saying that you win how you win. But I would love to get your thoughts as a hip hop historian. And by the way, in the midst of all that, last night Nicki Minaj dropped her to continue in her pettiness as she does. She dropped her date of when she will release her album next year. So,
I like this.
That is the greatest response ever, by the way.
I'm just not a big Nicki fan. I like her music. I like her delivery. I love her voice, and like when she's on her game, she is a top line in MC. It's just a lot of stuff she does.
It's the other stuff. Oh my God, it's the other stuff. I can't.
She seems like a lot to deal with.
Yes.
But as far as Cardi goes, I mean, it's strategy. It's tragedy, like Bugs Bunny would say. It's tragedy. And so
Cardi's a good time.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm like, at the end of the day, I don't care about who goes platinum or not. Just let me know if you got a good album.
Here's what's interesting to me. I don't even know what platinum is anymore. Because who's buying albums?
I don't know how these metrics are.
Right. Who's buying albums anymore?
I mean, it's all based on streams. But I'm like, how do they measure the streams? Is like if you listen to one song, does that count towards the album going platinum? I don't know. I don't understand how it works. Somebody smarter than me knows how it works. I'm sure some 10-year-old knows better than I do, but I don't.
It's very strange. But that was the question I had. I don't know.
So I'm guessing
what a platinum album looks like anymore.
So I'm guessing the streams from WAP and the other song that she put on her new album, I guess those streams just carry over to the album, I guess.
Something like that. Like they said that WAP is 9 times platinum and Up is 5 times platinum. I don't know what that means though. Does that mean 9 million people bought WAP? Or 9 million people listened to WAP?
Right, because like you said, who's buying albums? You just stream them on Spotify.
That's all I do. I haven't bought an album in years, so I don't know what
the last
buying
CD
albums mean.
I literally think the last CD I actually bought was Damn, and I don't even think that might not be accurate either.
Yeah, I think that's what. Right, and then there's the other part, like Pastor Corey said. What's an album? Like what? Right now, it just feels like it's a collection of music on your Spotify playlist. So I don't know what an album is anymore. So we're in a weird state.
They know now because now they are starting to sell vinyl again. Because I was in Target.
That's true. A
bunch of albums in Target. When Target started selling vinyl again.
Yeah. Mike Gundy fired. By the way, just didn't have a chance to bring that up. But Mike Gundy's fired. If I'm being completely honest, thought he already was.
No, I knew he wasn't. I knew he was still there because every day, every Saturday, it was like, how is he still there?
I thought he already was because I knew they were going through that contract thing last year, and I thought
he took a pay cut to keep his job.
See, I didn't know that. I lost interest in the story because it seemed to drag on. So I was like, I don't even care anymore, and so I thought he was already gone. So
that's
apparently he wasn't, but
it doesn't make sense why that program is not good.
No, it doesn't because there's only 2 teams in that,
and they've got all the money in the world, and they're right by the state of Texas to get recruits. And so
they got all the money. If you know anything about Oklahoma State and where they get their money, they got all the money.
Yeah,
money should not be a problem.
That stadium is awesome, and it doesn't make sense why they're bad.
Yeah. Guess what, man? We'll be back on our other show soon.
NBA's right around the corner.
Everybody's reporting in a couple of days. And, oh, man, hard story with Fred VanVleet going out. That is brutal.
I know. It's brutal. I mean, literally just now starting to get into training camp, and he tears his ACLs.
Yeah, man. And they got no options, by the way. They got to trade for somebody. Apparently they're over the apron in some weird way, and they can't just move somebody in.
Well, Reed Shepherd, I think, is going to step in there. And he may, and I don't think he'll be the starting point guard, but he's going to get a lot of minutes. And then they have somebody else too, because there was a reason why Reed really wasn't playing last year. But
they got a backup dude. I forget his name. They got team options. I guess technically they could move Dory Finney-Smith into that spot, although that doesn't really solve your problem.
They do have a Holiday. They have Aaron Holiday.
They have Aaron. I don't know. It's Aaron probably is the most likely as of now. Right, as of right now, Aaron's probably the most likely scenario because you can't move Amen up. But to me, it's not his offense that you're going to miss. It's not the way he runs the offense that you're going to miss. It's the defense. Yeah, it's the playmaking and the defense. He anchored the defense from the front, and Amen Thompson was able to do what he did because Fred is good on point guards. So now that you don't have that, you're putting a lot of pressure on the backside of that defense. So I don't know.
I mean, maybe Tari Eason might play a little bit of point. I think it's going to be one of those things by committee. I mean, KD will bump up a lot.
Yeah. But, somebody made mention of this, that KD's going to miss 30 games just on GP. So it's good. We might be talking about a team that went from the second and best in the conference to a team that's probably going to be in the middle pack now. So I don't know. It depends on what they do. They may make a trade, and I offered Terry Rozier as an option because it seems like Miami's done with that.
He's not been good in Miami.
No, he hasn't. But his expectations in Houston would be far less. And you could focus him on one thing. Like, we just need you to bring the ball up, make some plays, hit a couple of open shots.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Terry might be done.
That also is true.
Because he also has that whole betting thing, gambling thing. Which
that also is true.
He got off, but then they started investigating again. So I don't know where that story is right now. And plus, they're without Tyler Hero, so they're not getting rid of Terry anytime soon anyway.
Right. This is not a decision that's coming anytime soon. It's not coming before training camp, I don't think. So it's going to be interesting to see where this is going. But makes for an interesting start of training camp for Houston because they came in with tremendous expectations, and now they got to fix the hole in the door. And yes, Zion Williamson is looking svelte
in September.
I'm telling you, it's a rite of passage. It's like this is his yearly ritual that he's going to look phenomenal sitting behind a podium,
and then it will last about 2 weeks into the season before he gets hurt.
I mean, that has been the pattern.
I'm surprised New Orleans hadn't gotten out from under that. But
how do you get out from under it though? Like, who's gonna? It's not like the league hadn't seen his pattern.
Somebody. I mean, it's always somebody.
Yeah, but do you want to gut your team? You
don't have to gut him. You don't have to gut your team to trade for him at this point.
I don't know.
Because he's not going to get a max. I mean, so
he's not. He's not making $90 million anywhere.
He's not going to get
but also
the trade.
But also
not going to be that.
But also, do you want to pay him $90 million? Because that's what you're going to have to pay him.
I don't think you have to, because like he's made what, one All-Star game, maybe two.
Yeah, but I think his contract is $90 million. I think he's like $90 million left on his contract, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
which is wild. Which is wild to think.
If that's the case, then that's why they're stuck with him, because nobody's going to trade for that contract. How many years is left though? Once it's an expiring contract, I mean, expiring contracts, no matter what it is they'll trade for that.
If I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, I think it's 90, and I think it's 3 years left on the thing.
If it's 3,
I think so. I'm pretty sure it's 3. Let me keep Keep talking as if I'm not looking this up on the screen, and then I'll tell you if it's 3. But I'm pretty sure it's 3.
Because that would mean he just signed it last season if it's 3. Because all these
It was like It was like a 5-year contract, so it was either last year or the year before. But I'm pretty sure it's 90 left.
Well, they're stuck with him, so that's why. Because nobody's going to trade for that. And so,
Yeah, it's 3 years at 39 a year.
well, that's work
Man, that's workable. You think?
under with the salary. The way the salaries are structured, 3 years. Well, the problem is it's 3 years left. If he was on
That's
the
the
last
problem.
year, so
Oh, it'd be a done deal. Somebody would have already traded for him.
So he's probably going to be there at least another 2 years.
Maybe. I don't know. Joe Dumars doesn't have a lot of patience. He's old school.
He's old school, but there's also financial ramifications though, and getting somebody to play ball.
Well, here's the thing. It's non-guaranteed.
And so
It's non-guaranteed.
I can really see in a scenario that somehow Memphis makes a play for him because of his relationship with
You've
Joe.
been saying that for the last year or so, and I don't think you're wrong.
No.
The non-guaranteed part makes it interesting because that takes some of the risk out. Because I don't have to pay you if you're not performing.
Right.
I could actually cut you and pull all that money off the books, which is wild that he has a non-guaranteed contract, but also it's appropriate.
Yeah, it's off the court festivities.
It's wildly appropriate. So it's I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do because they got some good young talent. I think they could be competitive if they could ever all get on the floor together.
They're also stuck in the Western Conference too.
So. They're stuck in the West, and they got a lot of money committed out in weird ways. Like they're paying Zion 39, they're paying Jordan Poole 31, they're paying DeJounte Murray, who won't see the court until like late next year sometime. 30 million, and then they got T. Murphy making 25.
I forgot they got Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Oh, listen, that makes for a good time. This team's gonna be a good time. Trust me, especially until the other guys get back. I'm looking forward to watching the look on Zion's face when Jordan Poole is coming down, jacking up threes. That's gonna be the fun time right there, and how much Zion Williams wants to punch him in his face. We could have another Draymond incident brewing in New Orleans as we speak.
Zion doesn't strike me as that type though, and
I feel like Jordan Poole pulls that out of you.
But by the time he pulls it out of him, Zion's gonna be over in the street clothes anyway.
That's also true. So it won't even matter. It won't even matter that he's putting up those shots. Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, we got to get out of here because we've been here enough. We've done enough today. You've seen enough. We've given you more than you probably even deserved. So listen, we gave you quality Bill Belichick analysis.
Yes.
That alone,
him and Jordan.
I'm just saying, that alone was worth. And we gave you Charlie Ward at a gas station. So I don't think there's anything left to talk about at this point. We've done all we need to do here today. Who are your shout outs going to today, sir?
My shout outs go to the 4 newest members of the Kentucky Sports Hall of Fame that were inducted in last night. Randall Cobb, Carol Ledke, she was a gymnast from Louisville and was a gymnast at the University of Louisville. Tayshaun Prince, as we just talked about the NBA, former UK star, and Nora Martin Ross, who is a trap shooter and is like one of the greatest women's trap shooters of all time. She shot with one. She literally would shoot with one eye, and so she's in the Kentucky Sports Hall of Fame. So congratulations to them. Shout out to them. And shout out to the Louisville Sports Commission for keeping bringing me back every year.
Every year. He's their go-to guy. Want to give a shout out to the four-time WNBA MVP, Asia Wilson. There's Asia, and then there's everyone else.
She's got to get the one next year so she can be Booker T. 5
that
times.
would be
Booker T has got to present it to her if she wins.
Well, listen, barring a unprecedented collapse in talent or falling off the cliff of monumental proportions, you can almost book that that fifth MVP. I don't know. She's so far ahead of everybody else. Like she just.
Well, Nafisa would have gotten it this year if they didn't go on that win streak.
But they did go on the win streak, 16 games, and they battled from being out of the playoffs to being like the 2 seed. That's wild to me.
Right.
So they're just the Aces. That is a quality organization. That is a quality organization, and I think it's time for a field trip for like the Giants and the Cowboys. They should go and visit and just see how things should be done.
Well, the same organization that runs them, don't the Raiders that now Davis own them too?
Why is he so good at the Aces and so bad at the Raiders? That's the real question.
Because I think he lets his people do their jobs with the Aces, whereas the Raiders,
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's the X factor. Okay, all right. But shout out to AJ because she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. And then of course, just on some love stuff, shout out to Jimmy Kimmel for returning last night. That was dope. That was dope. That was very, very dope. So we appreciate Jimmy for being Jimmy. All right, that's it. That's all we got for you. Again, Bill Belichick, Charlie Ward at the gas station. I think we maxed out. We're good. We're good. You guys have a great weekend. Should be another fun weekend of sports. Cue the whistle.